What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and we had some interesting information get released yesterday, and that is this new developer's handbook. Now, this is the second part to a three-part handbook that we're going to get. So we're getting three different handbooks letting us know what's going to happen on the actual anniversary. And in the second part here, we actually have this new prestige system, the infinite battle changes, and Epic Quest 2, which is actually very exciting to see what they're getting in Epic Quest 2. That's awesome. That means rubies, that means cards, and who knows what else. So, we got the Hello Contenders, this KOF Star Dev. This is the KOF All-Star Dev Team once again. Today, they're going to share some new content about the 3rd anniversary update and additional information about the new imprint stone they mentioned last time. First, the information is about the imprint stones that was mentioned in the previous handbook, which is pretty cool. The current number of imprint stone slots will be increased from 3 to 5. This is something that we were already aware of from the first developer handbook. The 4th and the 5th slots will be opened sequentially accordingly to the level of the awakening after completing the 3rd awakening of the fighter after completing awakening tier 3. It will be locked at awakening level 25 to 30, which is actually pretty cool. So what they mean is, here in the game, if you have a character that's awakened at 3-star, so let me see if I can find a character that's actually at 3-star here. So if you have a character that's awakened at 3-star, like Orochi Chris here, and you have them at level 25 to 30, you'll actually start being able to unlock those extra imprint stone slots, which is, that's actually pretty good. So we'll see how that plays out. And then we scroll down here a little bit. The newly added imprint stones are star and moon shaped. So now we get to see what these imprint stones actually look like with various abilities as shown in the screenshot below. So as you guys can see, we see some chill, we see poison, we see bleed, burn, all of these dot effects, but we don't see any starlight, which is actually pretty surprising, right? We don't see any starlight. So that's actually quite interesting. There's no starlight. And you see the 5 imprint stones right here, which is pretty cool. And then we scroll down here, and the screenshot included in this notice was taken in a test environment. Okay. And in addition, the much awaited salvage imprint stones function will be added in the update at the end of June. This function will allow you to acquire the necessary items needed to creating a new imprint stone. A salvage system for imprint stones. So you can see right here that you can actually salvage these stones, which means, hopefully we'll have these, stones like this here, the silver stones that aren't really the greatest. Maybe we want to use them as fodder to farm for materials for imprint stones. And I'm really, really hoping that it's going to be pretty accessible for all the player base. I'm hoping that we're going to get, some gold hammers out of this, maybe some unpairing kits. Things like that would be really, really awesome. We'll see what is going to entail into this. I'm happy to see this because this is a way to keep that circle going in KOF, where you do one thing, go to the next, and go to the next, go to the next, and then you make a full circle in the game as you play through the content. And this is actually a really good thing. So I'm very happy to see this, but it's really going to depend on the kind of rewards that we get after we salvage these imprint stones. And then next, they're introducing us to the new content prestige system, tentative name. The newly added prestige system is the new growth content that strengthens each of the 5 elements of Kofas. The increased stats for each element will be applied to own fighters with that element. And along with the prestige system, the infinite battle reorganization will be carried out. So before we get into the infinite battle, something that's pretty cool about this new prestige system is they're actually going to increase the level of the elemental color. So if you have a certain color that's like, for example, you see up at the top here, we got a blue here that we got to fight. Well, purple gets an increased damage by 50%, right, when attacking an element of inch, and decreased damage by 50%. This is actually going to go up. So when you level up a purple character, you're going to increase the damage to a blue character. When you increase the blue character's element with the prestige system, then you're going to do more damage to the red element. So it's actually, I'm actually pretty okay with this. I think that's actually really good because you can actually work on specific characters to level them up, to get certain colors that you want to get leveled up. You can power up other characters, and I'm hoping that something like this is going to make it a lot easier in the immortal dungeons because, I mean, we do have type advantages in the Immortal Dungeons. And, you know, if you're able to level up certain elemental colors, that's going to enable players to do a lot better against this. Not to mention having the 2 extra imprint stone slots. So it should be a lot easier to do this, which is going to lead me into another point later in the video. But let's keep chatting about this handbook. So the Infinite Battle was created to strengthen the PvP content. Thus, they are preparing to reorganize the rewards to build up the element of competition that PvP content should have. I agree with that 100%, while maintaining the previously provided rewards. We are preparing for a reorganization that allows you to acquire materials to be used in the mentioned new growth content prestige system. Okay, great. So we're going to be getting extra resources in Infinite Battle, and they're going to keep the ones that are already in there. In order to promote fighter growth, we are preparing to take a more active challenge in the Infinite Battle, so please look forward to it. We are, cool. Lastly, the news about the Epic Quest Episode 2, which we promised earlier this year. And this is really what's very, very exciting. You know, this was data mined a long time ago. I'm pretty sure we're going to get a 3PG for Ignis and who knows what else. But this is dope, my friends. This is so good. This is probably the happiest news for all of us in the game, knowing that we're going to get some new content and a new Epic Quest. We're going to be able to get new cards, and we'll see whatever else we're going to be able to get. But very, very nice. I'm hoping that we can farm certain materials in the next Epic Quest that we can't farm in the other Epic Quests. I mean, it'd really be nice to be able to farm gold hammers, especially if they're going to have us level up 5 imprint stones per character. And then lately, the news about the Epic Quest episode, which we promised earlier this year. So Epic Quest Episode 2 will be uploaded in the 3rd quarter as the story of KOF 2001 was updated in the story mode. The long-awaited Nest episode is about to end. The Epic Quest Episode 2 will be based on the Nest saga, which we continuously working to show it to you. Very nice. And as for the existing Epic Quest, this is actually pretty interesting. We are preparing a variety of rewards, such as powerful fighters. So are they adding powerful fighters to the original Epic Quest? And useful battle cards. Useful battle cards. That's the key word. We'll see how useful they are. I think they're probably going to be useful for maybe like brand new players or newer players. But still, that's still a good thing and better than what it is right now. And they hope we look forward to this. So this is actually a pretty cool handbook. I'm actually pretty happy with it. But there's something that I want to mention and talk about throughout this. So they're going to give us 5 imprint stones, right? We're going to have 5 imprint stone slots. So we're going to add a lot of extra attack. And we're going to be able to use this prestige system to increase the elemental color. Well, back to the point that I was talking about earlier in the Immortal Dungeons, because this actually has a type advantage, right? There is a color for these Immortal Dungeons, right? I mean, Immortal Rock. And the thing is, a lot of us can already clear this content. Now, I know many of you can't, and I understand that. So for you players, having the extra imprint stone slots is really going to help you. Being able to use this prestige system to increase the elemental color is really going to help you if it applies in Immortal Dungeon. I don't know. I don't know if it should apply throughout the entire game, but maybe it's only going to apply in Infinite Battle. I'm not really sure exactly where the prestige system is going to apply your elemental advantage to the characters. Maybe it will in PvP, but I mean, we'll see, you know, and I'm talking about championship when I talk about PvP, but I don't know if it will or not. I don't think it will, to be honest, because right now in PvP, the only thing they usually let be applied, not always, obviously, is just cars. That's usually the only thing they let be applied. So I would imagine with the prestige system, and this thing takes forever to load, Jesus. But I would imagine for the prestige system that you're not going to be able to use that in championship. You know, you got the season rules, and usually they just let battle cards be applied. Every once in a while, they let imprint stones be applied. And maybe on certain weeks when those imprint stones are applied, maybe they'll do that. Maybe the prestige system will be able to be used in here, which is, I mean, really during imprint stone week, it's already cancerous. I mean, it's just going to make it more, not as cancerous because you're just increasing the type advantage to another color, right? It's more specific to certain characters when you're using specific characters yourself. So it doesn't bother me as much in championship. Plus championship really doesn't give the greatest rewards. So I'm not really too worried about that. But what I am worried about is all this power creep, right? If we're able to, I mean, like I said, guys, there's quite a few players, and I know free-to-play players that are veterans that's been playing for a long time, and they're getting them 500 millions in these dungeons. So why are we getting these extra imprint stone slots? I mean, that's the thing that I'm wondering, you know. So what this would lead me to believe is that we have more content coming. And they did mention in the developer's handbook note that on part 3 here, new dungeons, 3rd anniversary massive update. So I think what they're doing is they're getting us ready for the 3rd anniversary, because evidently we're going to, you know, this new game mode is probably going to require a lot of CP. That's what I would imagine, because everything currently in the game right now, Guild Raid, Immortal Dungeons, Spider Robot, well, there's an argument for Spider Robot actually needing stronger characters, because that's an absolute nightmare, even with BS and SS characters for a lot of players. But that's what they're, you know, planning for us. You know, that's what I would think they're planning for us, is that they're going to have us be able to get a lot more CP out of our characters so we can play in this new game mode. Now, the imprint stones I've mentioned before in another video when the first handbook came out, I don't have a problem with it as long as they give us better ways to acquire gold hammers. They need to give us more resources. So all in all, I'm pretty happy with this handbook. We have the next epic quest coming up, which is really going to help a lot of us farm some resources, hopefully get some good cards, hopefully a 3PG for Ignis. That would be freaking amazing. Get some, hopefully some new cards that are supposedly useful from the original epic quest. The prestige system I have no problem with. I mean, increasing damage to the element that you have an advantage against isn't a problem for me. That doesn't bother me at all. Because it is pretty niche and specific, especially in PvP, if they do apply it in Championship. And if they don't apply it, that's fine as well. Like I said earlier, I think that it might get applied sometimes, but it will help against these Immortal Dungeons. And that's actually a good thing, especially for newer players. And as far as the extra imprint stones, it won't be a bad thing as long as they give us better ways to farm gold hammers. And we'll see about the salvage system. I'm actually very interested and a bit excited for the salvage system, but I don't want to get my hopes up too much. I want to be a little reserved until we get the actual update. But I really do think the extra imprint stones and maybe even the prestige system is what we're going to need to be able to do better in this next game mode on the 3rd anniversary of this game. So let me know how you're all feeling about the handbook. And I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. GMT plus 7 time. The link will be in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See ya.